Wow, we are in for a fight of fireworks. Mark Abelardo has a reputation and is really, really good with all of it. And Andrei, obviously having that background that he has before, puts him in a whole other league against this gentleman. So, wow, we're in for a fireworks in this fight. Let's see where it goes. They touch gloves and we obviously start the first round. Andrei's been working a lot in his boxing at City MMA, kickboxing. So expected some good boxing skills out of him. And Mark, obviously coming from Strikeforce, comes from the ground of the boys where they train hard, they fight hard. And so see, the boys are just trying to feel each other out at the moment. Mark just answers with a leg kick there to Andrei's leg. Andrei just looking to secure him up against the fence and uses those hands and then uses a lovely kick. Remember, we're now in pro class, so elbows are legal, knees are legal. So this could be very, very interesting when it goes to ground as to what is thrown. Mark's just using those. And Andrei goes in for that transition. Mark equally up to the challenge, saw him coming a mile away. And counters with a beautiful sneaky left hook. Mark's looking like he's going to be using those legs. Andrei using his wrestling to try and neutralize Mark up against that cage there. Andrei's using a link where he's grabbed around the neck and the leg. Remember, striking in the face on the ground is illegal in pro class, and so is elbows. So Andrei's just peppering him lightly with these punches just to soften him up a little bit. Those punches do count, and they do actually work, you know. Lots of little punches on the. Andrei's using some brilliant wrestling techniques to neutralize Mark, to hold him in this position, which is what we expected from Andrei. Mark, well done on the step up. He worked really hard for it. Andrei's going back in for that takedown and relentless and gets it. Wow, that is some brilliant high-level wrestling from Andrei. Andrei's going to be looking to get that underhook and then hard with it, and then maybe look for a knee from here. That's what I'd be looking for. As soon as that hand comes up, I'd be looking for that knee. But Andrei might actually decide to try and drag him down to the ground and push him up against the cage. Use that high level of wrestling that Mark's probably not experienced so far in this cage. Andrei's just using a classic through the leg and around the back of the head, link the hands and pull them together, just kind of neutralizes him where he can't use it. It's a very, very high level wrestling techniques. You've got to be careful, Andrei's got to be careful about those knees to the face. If he happens to catch him with a knee to the face, it did look like it might have glanced Mark on the ground there, but Terry Hill is not in a position to be able to see that, so that's quite unfortunate for Mark, because that would have been an instant stand-up. Andrei's looking to do some transitioning here. He's using his weight. He's just been very, very heavy on Mark, and Mark doesn't look like he's very comfortable with this at the moment. It is heavy when a really good wrestler gets his hands on you, because they just don't let go. And that's a brilliant knee to the midriff from Andrei. He's used that knee very, very constructive, very, very well. Andrei's just pushing him up against the cage and holding him there. Mark's just going to look for that underhook to hold him there. And Andrei's just using that, exchanging knees and elbows. Oh, brilliant. Boys are going to go to it. Now that Mark's got a bit of a distance, he can maybe start using those leg kicks and those punches of his. There we go, and he's starting that tactic of using to try and neutralize that leg. Bowled him with an overhand, it just clipped him. But it wasn't enough. Mark definitely got both hands in there. He's pushing him up against the cage, so let's see how Mark's wrestling is against Andrei. This will be a very, very, very interesting contest to watch. Mark strikes him with that elbow, vicious elbow, and another one, and another couple of elbows. And Andrei counters back and also goes in for that takedown. Andrei's definitely got his hands in. Those were some vicious elbows from Mark. Standing elbows. Well done, Mark. Mark's just got to be careful about that strike to the back of the head when coming over with that elbow. Terry Hill's watching it very, very carefully at the moment. And Mark was looking to go for a Kimura. But now Mark's trying to look to step up at the moment. We've got 10 seconds left. Andrei definitely exerting himself and showing his dominance in the wrestling in this fight. So this is going to be the definite striker versus grappler fight at the moment. And at the moment, the grappler looks like he's winning. So if you ever look at the two corners, you'd be saying to Andrei, you know, just watch for those elbows when you're very close in range, because Mark is going to throw them. But in the same range, when you're looking at Mark's corner, his corner's trying to just guide him on a few little escapes and how to control Andrei when Andrei's getting putting his weight on him and using those wrestling techniques that he's just so good at. You can definitely see the quality that he was a Commonwealth wrestler, because he definitely came through with high level wrestling. Terry Hill just pushing the guys out of the cage to say that we want to get on with this fight into round number 2. So as we start round number 2, let's have a look and see what happens. Maybe Mark's got a different strategy for this round now that he's felt a bit of the pressure from Andrei. Comes in with that strong leg kick. You can definitely see the welts appearing on Andrei's leg. A wonderful Superman. Now Mark's going to go for that choke. Oh my word, Mark choked him, what a guillotine! The sword being sunk on, but it was just so tight, Andrei didn't even have time to tap, he just had to hit the ground. Well done, Mark, what an explosive guillotine, wow! Yeah, the crowd going wild at the moment. The Strike Force boys are in there, taking care of him and making sure he's well celebrated. Unlucky for Andrei. He does look a little bit disappointed in himself, but when you fight in the class of a fighter like Mark Abelardo, you know that you've got to be careful of things like the guillotine, and just made one little mistake and got caught in it, so unlucky for Andrei. Well, congratulations to Mark Abelardo. Definitely be looking to make that appearance for maybe a title fight sometime in Shuriken show. Yeah, as we said, well done to the Strike Force boys. They always bring the heat and always bring a good fighter. And Mark is no exception to that rule.
Your winner by submission. Please give it up for Mark Abelardo. Very strong wrestling. Were you concerned about that?
Andrei is probably the best wrestler in New Zealand. I never got past him. I knew it was going to be my hardest fight. I trained so hard. So I'm happy to take the one tonight.
Alrighty, and looking at the future for you. Who's next?
You know what? I just want to keep fighting. Whoever they put in front of me, I'll take it. I never back down. I'll fight anyone. Man, go. Is that featherweight title?